So while speaking at a rally in Ohio, Donald Trump just came right out and said that if he's not elected in November, that it will be a bloodbath for this country. Now, for those out there who are going to say that I'm just trying to spread hyperbole and get everybody worked up, these were his own words. Take a look at the clip.
Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole... That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
Now, my question here is, when is enough going to be enough? When is Donald Trump finally going to be held accountable? And when is someone finally going to step in and say, hey, guess what? You can't say those kind of things. You can't make those type of direct threats against our country. And there's going to be people out there that says, well, now, wait a minute, Brando, was he really threatening somebody? I mean, it could have just been a figure of speech. He could have just been joking. That's irrelevant here, because you have to ask yourself, who was he talking to? He was talking to a bunch of deranged lunatics who are sitting back just waiting to go to war for this guy. They already think they've been duped once. They've already been tricked into believing that the election got stole from them once. So they're fired up and ready to go this time. And words like that are dangerous. And he should be held accountable for those type of things. When you go back to November of 2020, when he lost the election, you go back to that very moment. He lost. He had his recounts. He looked into things. He still lost. His own people told him he lost. There wasn't enough evidence. There was no evidence that the 2020 election was stolen. You lost. He could not accept defeat, and he continued to push a lie until he incited a riot on our nation's capital. And he has been pushing that lie ever since. When he said to them, go and fight like hell, it doesn't matter if he said earlier in the speech, oh, everybody be peaceful today. When he said the words fight like hell, he was saying them to people who were there to fight like hell. They brought a gallows, for crying out loud. Okay? So to everybody that says it was just peaceful and everybody was singing kumbaya, no, there was a whole bunch of people there, and they posted videos on their social media. They bragged about it. They talked about what a great day it was going to be, and they were chanting, hang Mike Pence. Those are the people that he got worked up on January 6th, and he's been working them up ever since, and now goes out there and just says out loud, if I don't win, it's going to be a bloodbath. And there will be people that will let it slide. There will be people that will say that Brando's just pushing hyperbole. But I think it's really time that we all wake up and listen and pay attention to what's going on and pay attention to what he's saying. You got to look at what he's done. You got to look at what he's been saying, and you got to say to yourself, well, based on everything that he's done in the past and everything he's saying now, yeah, I could definitely take that as a direct threat. And if that's not bad enough, I mean, that's a horrible enough clip to show you, but there's one to me that's just as bad, if not worse. And here he is talking about mass deportations, how he's just going to start sending people out of this country. Take a look at this one.
Of the Biden administration, we begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history, larger than that by far of Dwight Eisenhower. You know, Eisenhower had a similar problem, but peanuts by comparison. It's like,
you know, folks, I will not apologize for what I'm about to say, but what Donald Trump is saying here is not the country that we grew up in. I grew up in the 80s, and I remember hearing a Republican president say, tear down that wall. And I remember hearing talks about how that everyone was welcome here, that people from all over the world wanted to come to America to live the American dream, that it was the land of opportunity. And the Statue of Liberty was there to shine a light as a beacon of hope, and everyone was supposed to be welcome here. And now we're sitting here watching a History Channel Nazi documentary play out right in front of our face. And people are calling themselves patriots and waving American flags while they do it. I never in my wildest dreams imagined that this could have ever happened here, but it's happening right here. And people are not taking it seriously because they're so caught up in the story. They're just wanting so bad to see Donald Trump own the libs. And they love the fact that that type of rhetoric gets people like me worked up. They love that. Oh, watch him. He got Brando worked up, but he didn't mean that now. He didn't mean it was going to be a bloodbath, but look how he got them guys on Midas touch all bent out of shape. Look how he got them all worked up about it. It's not a joke. It's not a game. We saw what he was capable of doing on January 6th. And that was a tragic day, no matter how many times Mike Johnson and Joe Rogan tries to show you a clip of somebody eating a hot dog 2 blocks away that was having a good day that day. It was a dark and tragic day for our country. And these people are going to continue to go out here and do this until we do have a bloodbath. We can't take our eye off the ball. When I say democracy is on the line, I mean it. And in any other world, in any other place and time, Donald Trump would not even be considered a candidate. Nowhere. He wants to talk about how everybody's coming after him. No one could have ever got away with the things that Donald Trump has got away with. And if you think I'm lying about that, then just go to work. Go wherever you work at. Go in tomorrow and talk to the women like Donald Trump talks to the women. Just do that. And look around at people of color and talk to them the way that Donald Trump does. And make threats. If you don't get a promotion, tell everybody if you don't get a promotion, there's going to be a bloodbath. See how far you get. If you really think that there's nothing wrong with this rhetoric, then go to work tomorrow and start saying that stuff out loud and see how long it takes before they walk you to the time clock you out and say you're fired. In any other world, Donald Trump would have never made it. We used to crucify politicians because they forgot how to spell potato, okay? I say this a lot, but I just go back and I'm like, man, we really kind of owe Dan Quayle an apology because they laughed him completely off the stage when he told a kid to put an E on the end of potato. George H.W. Bush just glanced at his watch too many times during the Clinton debates and, he's not fit to lead. And Donald Trump is out here, everything he's done, everything he's being held accountable for, none of it's a deal breaker, and he's still just running over top of everybody and making these kind of threats. And yes, that's what they are. I'm not going to sit here and entertain the idea that, he was just joking. I don't really care if he was just joking. He was talking to a group of people that's not. He was talking to a group of people that is worked up and ready to go. And those words that he said in the two clips I showed you should disqualify him from ever holding an office anywhere. Or as Joe Rogan would say, he couldn't manage a Ben and Jerry's. I can't believe that's where we're at in this world. I can't believe that he continues to be able to just run over top of everybody. But we have to remember this, and we have to vote come November.